sure it's on, but it should be, because I always have it on. Yeah. I've had it on before I even knew what it meant back on PlayStation 4.
Oh, it feels good to be back.
Yeah. Alright.
Hello and welcome to the opening race of Season 3 ORL Division 2. I'm J-Man back in the commentary box once again, and alongside me is Lindsay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello.
Very exciting to be finally back and racing in Australia, where the opening race has been every single time, and it will continue to be for this season, as qualifying is about to begin, hopefully soon.
Yeah, just probably drivers applying their setups and stuff as the timer is going on the top left.
Yep, here we go. Now we begin. We've got 18 drivers today. Unfortunately, Alpine and Mercedes are missing one, but very good turnout for Division 2. And we'll be seeing some cars on track very shortly. We already have 15 viewers on the stream. That's very nice.
Yeah, we see a Red Bull coming out now.
Yeah, it's
Melbourne Mac.
No, it's Frosty, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so first qualifying session of the season. We've got a reigning champion in Mickey, who's come back to try and resume his dominance. And we've got 17 other drivers contending for the championship, and the Red Bulls are the first out on track this afternoon. And we'll see Frosty and Melbourne Mac try and put their laps together, and we'll see what they can do. And we've got Verstappen, who's joined. He's not driving, I don't think.
He could be. That could be the username of the guy that was missing from earlier.
Yeah, most of their drivers are out on track on their outlaps at the moment. And we'll follow Frosty, who is the first out, and we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, obviously just looking to get temperature in the tyres, because if you go into turn 1 with no temperature in the tyres, you're not going to have a fun time.
Yeah. Probably one of the easier courses on the calendar, Australia, so it's a pretty nice way to ease into the season. But we have seen some carnage on this track before, particularly in Div 2. So as we watch Frosty round the final corner, and he will begin his lap and try and set a competitive time early on in this session as he gets the DRS open down the main straight, going into turn 1 with his teammate close behind. And round he goes, solid first turn into the second DRS zone. Very quick first sector, already a yellow flag. That's just someone going slowly. As we head up through, and pretty clean so far from Frosty. Gets through there, no invalidating lap time through that section. And he's looking very good at the moment. There's a bit of traffic towards the end of the lap. They should get out of the way. And now along the very long straight through Sector 2. Pretty competitive start from Frosty here. And Melbourne Mac looks to have dropped back a little bit, so I think Frosty's a bit faster on this occasion. And yep, that is well, obviously it's a purple second sector. And now through the final sector, Zonix has already retired 2 minutes into qualifying. And he had a collision with Dat Boy Connor. So,
oh no,
that's very interesting. 5-place grid penalty for him. And Mr. Firestrike has also retired in a similar position.
Haas double whammy.
Both Haases are out.
It's the ghosting being off.
Oh my goodness. And that is Frosty crossing the line
from the session
with a 119.2. As all that is going on, there is some massive pile-up, I believe.
Oh no.
What has happened? There's about 5 cars that have DNF'd.
As we see Frosty coming through it, there's just cars everywhere. So it looks like, I think Zonix made contact with Dat Boy Connor. Dat Boy got a 5 place and then beached himself on the curb, I'm pretty sure, from what I was able to gather.
What
And then
is going on here?
he got disqualified, and then Mr. Firestrike thought ghosting was on and tried to fly through and hit his teammate.
Everything
That's
is
what I'm
all over
trying
the
to
place in Australia at the
guess there.
moment. The 1:19.2 from Frosty remains the fastest, as I don't think many
Uh,
drivers are able to get a lap in due
oh, Louis
to
also has no front wing.
the yeah, neither does Cozzy.
Oh no.
So the order as it
Uh,
stands, 6 drivers have set their laps. Frosty, DXman, and now Haroldinho goes third fastest. He's a very solid
uh,
driver. He'll be looking to
Melbourne Mac is
compete.
in Sector 3.
Melbourne Mac gets past his teammate there. And he will finish off this lap, and we'll see how competitive it is. I think this is his second attempt at a lap on this current run. He makes his way to the finish line, and we'll see what he comes up with. It is a 1:19.0. Very nice from Melbourne Mac.
Yeah, sticking it on provisional pole there. Good lap from him. I assume we'll see a bit faster to come, but obviously that carnage has caused some cars to not be able to set some lap times, so we'll see what happens.
Churchy goes second with a 1:19.1. Close behind is the Williams, I believe. Oh, Vipermon, yep, goes fastest. 1:18.5, 5 tenths ahead.
Very, very fast.
That's competitive right there from him. And looks to be speeding up a little bit these lap times. And I believe XX Beast is on a hot lap, Lindsay. No, he's not. He just went off the track. But he doesn't invalidate it somehow. Anyway, 3 Sector 1. He's on the mediums, actually, funnily enough.
Yeah, because you can't run the intermediate tyres. There's a rule. You can't run the wrong tyre set in qualifying, as some people would prefer to go out on the inters to make sure everything is all good.
Yeah, well,
So he just replaced it with the mediums.
He's gone off the track a few times. And Lindsay, why don't you take us through not Kize's hot lap? He's just going through Sector 2.
Sector 2, yeah, so running down the long back straight in the AlphaTauri, obviously new to 2022. The battery will be burning all the way. No DRS zone through here. I'd assume it would be very good if there was for racing, but here in qualifying, no DRS, none in the race either, as he gets very, very quickly and smoothly through turn 9 and 10 through the fast chicane. Now, as this is a 90-degree right-hander, you want to just tag the curb on the inside. He does so very nicely, very easy on the throttle through this very high-speed right-hander. He runs out wide, and that will lose him quite a lot of time, and then he locks up through the second last corner, and then rounding the final corner up to gear 4, up to gear 5, opening up the DRS to the line. I don't think it'll be a good lap because of all of those mistakes, and he's going to do a 1 minute 20.3, so not ideal for not guys.
Good enough for 7th place, but he will need to improve that if he wants to go any higher. Obviously, with 4 DNFs already, it's not going to be hard to get in the top 10 today, but you want to try and make your way as high up in the order. The reigning champion, Mickey, has not left the pits yet, as we look at Dead Heat, who has set a purple second sector coming around towards the end of the lap. And looking very smooth through there. Can he stick it together and finish a good lap here? Down towards the final corners comes Dead Heat. And let's see what time he can go on with. Good exit out of the final corner. DRS is open. And now it's just the run to the line. What's he going to get? 1:19.2. Good enough for 5th position. Not bad from him there. And I believe that's not Kizo who's spun out on his in-lap. And that's not ideal for him. As Lindsay, we have a look at Louis now.
Yeah, in the McLaren, just heading through Sector 2 in a similar place to when we hopped on board with not Kizzy before. So the McLaren running down the long back straight, it's very dependent on how low your wings are or what setup you're running, on how good you are through Sector 2 because of that long straight, but it looks like he's tackled the fast chicane very, very neatly, very, very tidily, and he'll make the run up, braking at 50 meters there, and then just smoothly getting the car turned in. He misses the apex a little bit, so just a losing little amounts of time over and over again, but he goes down to gear 5 and makes his way through that right-hander, not running wide like Not Kizzy, but he does a very similar thing to Not Kizzy at the second last corner, now rounding the final corner, putting on the DRS to the line. What's he going to do? He does a 1 minute 20.2.
8th position for the McLaren there. Vipermon still comfortably out ahead as we just tick over halfway in this session. And we'll see if anyone has got the goods here, as Frosty is 2/10 up on his previous best. So we'll have a look at him here. And he's set a purple, in fact, in the second sector. He's up 4/10. Can he hold it together through the rest of this lap to try and knock off Vipermon? It's a very competitive lap time as he heads towards the final sector. A few cars in his way. They should get out of the way for him. And now heading down towards the final corner. Has to nail this one. And if he does, it could be good enough for provisional pole. And he's done all right, rounding the final corner. DRS comes on. How quick's he going to be? It's looking pretty good at the moment. Crossing the line now for a 1:18.8. So still a little bit off, but that is pretty fast from Frosty. He'll be happy with that as his teammate goes through, starting his hot lap as well. Melbourne Mac.
So do we want to run through that then? See what Melbourne Mac can do? Do you want to take it or?
No, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so Melbourne Mac just lifting off there in third gear, back to the left, and then flat out around this right-hander. He keeps it very, very smooth, tackling over the curb. That can unsettle the car, but it looks like he's tackled it very, very well. Now flicking the steering wheel through that right-hander into Sector 2. He's purple in Sector 1, so could he be on the fight for pole against Vipermon? I guess we'll see at the end of the lap. Down the long, twisty, turny back straight, and into turn 9 and 10, just down to gear 6, turn the steering wheel to the left, and then back to the right as quick as possible, taking as much curb as you would dare on that right-hander, trying not to spin like it's very easy to do. Now, in Sector 3, braking down to third, nails the apex on the exit, and then to the right here for this quick right-hander where you've just got to trust the car will grip up with the downforce. Now to the left around this slow hairpin. He doesn't run wide like we've seen previously with Louis and Not Kizzy, and he runs very well through the final corner with a DRS to the line. I think it might be provisional pole, and it is by a mere 12 milliseconds.
That has got Vipermon something to contend with now. Melbourne Mac puts it on pole in the first race. There's still plenty of time left in this qualifying as Phoenix goes fourth with his lap. Very impressive stuff there. Churchy is invalidated, so he won't be improving. And we'll look at Harold Dinho, who is 2/10 up, another competitor in this race, and Mickey is finally out on the track. I think he might be on a lap as well. He's slightly ahead. So we'll follow him. He's set a purple sector, the reigning champ. Can he? Oh, that was a little bit... oh, my goodness. And now he opens DRS through the third sector. Can he assert his dominance on this competition right from the get-go in qualifying race 1? Rapid Mickey down towards the final corner. He has plenty of experience around here. It's a little bit slow, but he's gone all right. Now all the way to the line. What can he come up with the DRS open? I don't think it's going to be good enough for pole position. It's going to be good enough for 8th, a 1:19.7. Harold Dinho just behind him. What can he do? Go 4th fastest with a 1:18.9. Very solid lap times, but not enough to challenge Melbourne Mac, who's quite happily sitting on pole at the moment.
Yeah, I think that little wiggle out of the turn 9 and 10 chicane from Mickey lost him tons of time down the straight. Could have probably gone a bit higher, but he has time for about one more run to get back into the pit lane and put on a fresh set of softs, so we'll see what he can do.
We'll have a look at Spark, who hasn't set a lap yet, going through Sector 1. And it's a 27.4.
Ooh, Cozzy just spun in the Ferrari out of...
Oh, yep, he has.
Through the flat right-hander.
And that's a bit of wing damage, so he actually hasn't set a proper lap yet. So that'll be frustrating. He'll only get one chance at the end of qualifying. And we'll continue with Spark here, still looking to set his first lap. Now heading towards the final sector. He just stays on track. And now towards the end of the lap once again. And nails that corner. Can he finish it off nice and cleanly and give himself a solid lap time and try and get it into the top 10 or maybe even the top 5 as he rounds the final corner. It's looking pretty good this lap. Can it be a strong finish for the AlphaTauri driver? Spark in the first race goes 6th for the moment. Very solid lap. He'll be happy with that. And I believe
He
someone's
actually did a purple sector 3, sorry for cutting you off. Just thought I'd mention that.
all good there. Very nicely done by Spark. And as we look, I think most drivers are coming back into the pits, but DXmond is on his lap, Lindsay.
Yeah, let me just find him. Yep, so the McLaren running down the back straight to the left now, the run to the fast chicane. Gets neat and tidy all over the curb, then using all the curb on the right-hand side. Don't spin on the left. He keeps it well off the curb, opening up the DRS down this little tiny straight. Now through this right-hander, just misses the apex a little bit, but gets smooth on the exit. That'll gain him the time back he missed from getting far from the apex. Rounding the second last corner, slows down, runs a bit wide. Mr. Sparks retires from the session on track, just into the 90-degree right-hander. As to the line, what's DXmon going to do? There's a 1:18.7, very, very nice lap time. So he also does purple in Sector 3.
So Vipermon is on track at the moment, so I think this might be his last run. I'm not sure how long's left because the yellow flag's in the way, but this could be his last attempt here in his battle for pole position as he opens up the DRS through the first sector. And he'll be looking to snatch that pole position back. It's 12 hundredths of a second at the moment between him and Melbourne Mac. And there's only 2 minutes 50 left in the session. As he makes his way through, we'll see what time he can come up with. It's not better than his current lap time, which would be mildly concerning for him at the moment, but he can make up some time through Sector 2 here. He's not that far off at the moment. All he needs is to improve by a little bit as he makes his way through the long straight, down towards the left and then the right, and there's a purple, but he's still 4/10 slower. He's gone off. That's going to cost him. I don't think he's going to, he slowed down, and he's going to fire up for another lap, but that is unfortunate. He was close.
He does have time to get into the pits. It's only a 1:16 lap time around here. If he gets into the pits fast enough, just maybe will he be able to get out on another fresh set of softs.
And Churchy with his goes fourth. I don't think Vipermon's coming to the pits. He looks like he's gearing up for another lap. And now here we go. Melbourne Mac's on his outlap in the meantime, and so's Frosty. So we'll have a look at those in a minute. I think Churchy might have just said his last time, so I think that's going to be as good as he's going to get. And Vipermon now making his way through turn one, and that was a smooth start from him. He's going to need to just improve slightly. His first sector was pretty average last time. Can he get any better on this occasion? Keeps it nice and tidy through there. Now, what first sector times are going to come up with is the big key here. Keeps it in the track, and he's done a lot better. He's 1/10 up on his previous time. He just needs to hold it together now and not go off the track like he did last time, as Melbourne Mac has started his lap as well. We'll tune into that in a sec. Vipermon now making his way through Sector 2. Now, this is the corner he didn't get right last time. He's 1/10 up. That will be good enough as it stands, and he gets it right this time. Now through Sector 3. Can he nail this and put himself back on provisional pole? He's gone off, but it's all right. Will that lose him too much time? As we go through the final corners, you can see he's out of overtake. And now through the final corner. Here we go. Let's see what time he comes up with. Has that little mistake slowed him down? It has not. He has gone 2/10 up on
but
Melbourne Mac.
Melbourne Mac's improving on his time too in Sector 1. So through Sector 2, I think he just needs to make up time where Vipermon lost. As this is very, very nail-biting for pole here as he heads into the chicane. He doesn't want to mess up like Vipermon did on that other run. He runs a bit deep, though. That would lose him a little bit of time there. So will Melbourne Mac be able to topple the time that Vipermon did with low battery and some pretty worn tyres? Melbourne Mac obviously on fresh tyres with a full battery going into his lap here. So he's sending it through Sector 3. Frosty, his teammate, has beaten him out. So will Melbourne Mac at least be able to reclaim P2? Let's see. He comes around the final corner. He gets a little bit wobbly. Doesn't use all of the track on the exit, but to the line with the DRS open. What's he going to do? He does an
Oh, second.
18.4.
Just short.
Oh.
D. Exmond is 1/10 up on his time as well, so it's not over just yet. Not secured yet for Vipermon. Here comes D. Exmond round the final corner. Can he knock off Vipermon and the Red Bulls?
No!
Oh, no, he cannot!
No!
He's spun on the final corner. He was up 1/10, and that is not the greatest result. Mickey, what can he do? He's invalidated. And Louis is the last driver who can do anything, but his 3/10 down, so the order will stand as Vipermon on pole with Melbourne Mac and Frosty second and third. D. Exmond had a chance, but just lost it right at the end.
Yeah, because DXmond also, he would have gained quite a lot of time on his lap, because I remember through the second last corner on his other lap, he nearly went off the track and lost heaps of time, so that could have been it for pole and just buckled under the pressure
Wow.
of trying to set a pole lap.
What a competitive qualifying that was, though. It's so close as it stands right now. The reigning champion Mickey was not able to put a good lap together. He's outside the top 10. And Vipermon takes pole position by 0.03. And Connor's the one with the 5-place grid penalty as well.
Yeah, but he got disqualified, so he'd start from the back anyway. I did just re-invite him to the session because I remembered I can do that through PlayStation because he wasn't requesting to join.
Alright, this is going to be a very competitive race. Top 4 very close to each other. In fact, it's actually pretty close all the way through the top 9. So it's anyone's game at the moment, Lindsay.
Yeah, very, very exciting. The grid is very, very close, so I'm on the edge of my seat, wondering what's going to happen here in the race. Obviously, Mickey has all the work to do. The reigning champion will be looking to cut his way back through the grid, so we'll see what happens with safety cars and all.
We should be just about to get going for the formation lap in about 24 seconds, if the timer tells me correctly. And we'll have 29 laps, I believe, of racing this afternoon, which is going to be very exciting. Obviously, Div 1 coming up afterwards as well. So, big day of racing, the season opener for ORL. And hopefully, these 18 drivers can put on a show for us this afternoon. And I believe we're on for the formation lap now. Yep, and they're away. So Vipermon leads us off. And it's going to be... I'm not sure what's going to happen yet, but whatever it is, it's going to be exciting for sure.
Yeah, tons of new faces on the grid as well. Over the course of the off-season, we gained loads of new drivers, and so that made the draft quite an interesting prospect, and this is the grid that we have. So I think there's not very many old faces that we may remember. Vipermon, Melbourne Mac, Frosty, and DXmond, and maybe Churchy. I think Churchy might have been...
Yeah, he did race a bit last season. And Harold
but
Dinho
not
as well.
very much. Yeah, so... I think it's about a 60-40 blend here of old drivers and new ones, or drivers that didn't compete very much last season, maybe only 1 or 2 races, so they're not very recognisable. So it also just gives us some new faces to watch over and see how they do in the championship. So I think it creates a pretty interesting prospect.
So all drivers on the medians, except for Connor in last place on the softs, interestingly enough. So it's going to be pretty even with the strategies, so it's going to be all about pace, you would think, this afternoon at the Albert Park circuit, as Vipermon leads us towards the end of the lap as a bit of a hold-up in Sector 3.
Everyone is on mediums, by the way.
Yep, everyone's on mediums.
Yeah.
And Spark just made contact with someone, I believe, as they make their way to the grid for the highly anticipated opening race of the season. Lap 1. Who knows what's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting.
Vipermon didn't line up too well as we see a Mercedes doing a
Yeah, it's
360.
Mickey with a spin.
And the Aston Martin at the back there also doing a little bit of a twirl.
Yeah, a bit of Tokyo drifting back there. A few drivers didn't make it to the end of the formation lap, but we have got 18 drivers on the grid. The lights are on. And we are underway for the opening race of the season. Finally, as they get going, there we are. Vipermon gets away pretty well. Melbourne Mac pretty close behind as Vipermon holds onto the lead. Churchy gets ahead of DXman back in 4th place. And can he hold on to it? The Red Bulls are battling and they both spin!
No,
and so does Churchy!
No.
There's 3 incidents in the first quarter. And now DXman's up in the second. Haroldinho's in 4th, and now's a spin for Mickey as well. Mickey is out of the session. Churchy.
Everybody's out.
And oh
There's
my
front
goodness,
wings
there's
everywhere.
3 DNFs right off the start. Frosty and Lasers in both don't have their wings. Mickey, Churchy, and Dat Boy Connor all out in the space of 3 corners. That is unbelievable.
Okay, I can tell you exactly what happened there. So, I was looking at the back, and so there was that contact at turn 1, and Dead Heat got damaged, and then out of the exit through turn 2, Mickey's gotten on the throttle too quickly, and he spun into 2 cars, and then they've bounced off the wall, and then bounced into the rest of the pack, and so now we have like half the grid with no front wing.
Wow, Vipermon escaped. He escaped the damage, and so did DXman somehow made his way through the 3 cars that all spun in unison. It was like a pirouette that was timed perfectly by all of them. And Haroldinho is up 4 places into 3rd, Spark up into 4th, Louis into 5th, and Cozzy up 8 places into 6th position. And Not Kize is up to 9th. Melbourne Mac does not have his front wing. He'll have to pit, and so does Kize, so does Phoenix, so does Beast, so does Zonix, so does Firestrike, and Laser, and Frosty. So everyone from 8th down is in the pits, and Zonix has sped in the pit lane, which is not ideal for him. So everyone in the top 7 has a massive advantage at the moment, Lindsay, and this is just unbelievable what's happened.
Yeah, the scenes in the Div 2 chat are a bit crazy. People are a bit annoyed. I don't even know what to think of that. I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen in Div 1 later, but I mean, anything can happen. The first 2 turns at Australia always cause problems, even with league racing with the esports drivers in it. It's just very, very tight first 2 corners, very hard to leave space as the apex just kind of pokes out and makes the track very, very thin. And so it's caused quite a bit of carnage there, but yeah.
Well, I was expecting many things from that start, but that's probably one of the biggest incidents I've ever seen in this league, and there have been a few. And I think 9 drivers were got damaged from that incident, and it was all pretty much one. There wasn't like multiple going on. All the cars just crashed into each other, and it was complete carnage.
All those guys have got new front wings on, so only 2 DNFs out of all of that. It's changed up the order a bit, but everything will return. It'll be still a normal race. It's only 2 people that really got affected.
All the drivers have pitted back onto new mediums, so they still need to pit again, except for Laser Zin, who's on hards, but it's very unlikely that they will make it to the end.
I can tell you one thing, Dat Boy Connor is being glitched and is inside his garage. If you go spectate him on the stream, he's glitched and is just still on lap 1 inside of his garage.
I can't say it says he's disqualified for me, but anyway, Vipermon will be pretty happy with that start, knowing that all his 3 closest rivals, one of them's out, one of them's in 11th and the other's in 14th with a penalty. So he'll be sitting probably pretty relaxed right now, but DXman and Haroldinho will be right on his coattails. They'll be very everyone in the top 6 will be licking their lips right now, thinking, how is this? How lucky am I right now? And we'll see if they can continue to remain in that order.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just absolute craziness. The safety car should be in at the end of this lap. So we'll get racing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but everyone does have their front wings back now and fresh tyres, so hopefully we get a nice even start, and we'll see if Vipemon can maintain his lead here. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race start as, yep, the safety car is coming in. So, Vipemon in the lead in the Williams with the McLaren of DXman right behind and Harold Dino in the Ferrari in 3rd position. And it'll be very interesting to see everyone's perspective from that incident. I think there'll
Yeah,
be...
I'm watching Mickey's now, and oh god, he had to avoid. Oh no, he got sandwiched in between the Williams and the Red Bull, and then got bounced off the wall into about 10 different cars.
Interesting. So Mickey out, the reigning champion out in 3 corners, didn't even finish one racing lap. But now we have to focus back on what's going on right now, which is Vipemon taking us around the final corner and about to resume the race here. And DXman almost runs into the back of him right at the first corner, and he is right on his tail here as they cross the line. DXman right there. Is he going to make a move into the first corner? And that's Beast that's gone in the pits as well. A couple cars going to the pits, and Mr. Spark gets ahead of Haroldinho. And nice move from him. Is he going to get past DXman as well? Yep, DXman going slowly. And now Haroldinho's running his back as well. DXman loses a place off the restart. And now Haroldinho's dropped as well to 4th. So great start from Mr. Spark.
Back there. That's nearly a bit of contact between Not Kizzy and Phoenix there. As Not Kizzy picks up a penalty, and there's cars going off at the back, but no crashes to talk about. So... yeah, very good restart here. There's a nice 4-way fight here going on at the back. They're too wide coming down this back straight at the
Phoenix.
back.
Melbourne Mack is making moves right now. He's up into 8th position already. He is not wasting any time. He wants to get right back into this race as he's right all over the back of Kizzy and gets straight through into 7th. This is a show that Melbourne Mack's putting on. He's not wasting any time whatsoever. A few cars battling behind. Kizzy's trying to hold him back. Too wide, going to the corner. Zonix just sneaks through Phoenix. Well, beautifully done by him there. And Melbourne Mack now chasing Cozzy. And we'll see if he can get through into 6th place. He's right there. And he's got really good traction. You can just see at the moment, he is on fire, Melbourne Mack, trying to get back into this race.
Yeah, Vipermon's still leading the way though, but this fight is about from P6 down to last. Is just one, P6 down to P10 is just one massive fight. So this is very good to watch.
Oh! Big incident between Kizzy and I think that might have been Phoenix. Phoenix hit again
the Aston Martin
by the
gets
Aston
involved
Martin.
And loses
and he touches the Haas as well, and that's Kizzy, I believe, in the gravel. And
it looks as if Kizzy almost turned across him on the straight and just put them both in the wall.
I think just pinched him a little bit, and now Frosty gets through, and that is a massive incident between them two. They were going to have to pit again, and Melbourne Mack gets past Cozzy while we're watching that. Now he's on the back of Louis as well. Clearly has superior pace at the moment. He is on a mission right now, and closing to within 3/10 of Louis. We'll see if he can get through in a moment. But wow, that's a massive incident. And that's a poor exit from Louis as well towards the end of the lap. I think Melbourne Mack might be able to get him on the straight here as Sonic goes a bit wide behind. He is right on the back of Louis here, Melbourne Mack. And this should be a pretty easy pass for him. Oh no, that's an incident. And Louis has just pinched him and he's hit Cozzy. Cozzy's out of the session. Melbourne Mack, I'm not sure if he has a front wing.
It is a safety car.
It is a safety car, but that was huge, that incident. Melbourne Mack just looked like he was going to get straight past Louis, but Louis did not let him through, just pinched him into the wall and then went back on the track and took Cozzy out of the race. Oh my gosh.
Gosh, non-stop action here. Some pretty poor racecraft, though. I hate to say it, but obviously there's reports for a reason here. Safety car. So luckily, only 3 DNS. People should be able to get in the pits, get their wings on, and bunch back up. And hopefully, we should see more than 3 laps of racing. But yeah, just absolute chaos here in Division 2. It always normally is, but obviously, if people get stuff reporting, we can help stop this from happening. And yeah. We
Well,
just
between the
gotta
incidents,
move
there
on.
has actually been some pretty good racecraft, particularly from Melbourne Mac, who's been putting on a show. Fortunately, I don't think he got any damage from that incident. Louis has a little bit of, you can see the end plates come off on the left side there. Sonic's up into 5th. He was the real winner from that scenario. He's made up 10 places in the race. And Spark's still holding 2nd. And yeah, it's Vipermon still through the chaos has been able to hang on. As Melbourne Mac, yep, he does have to pit, I think, for a new front wing. So that's very unfortunate for him. He's going to have to, no, it's not. He's just changing tyres, I think. Yep.
Hard till the end, but I don't think they will make the end.
Well, he's going to have to do some very good tyre management to make it from there, as Louis does get a new front wing. And he's got the mediums on. So, let's just take a breath with the safety car out. Lindsay, do you have anything to say from what you've said so far?
Yeah, just chaos, but I'm just more enjoying the entertainment in the Discord. Mickey's just opened a ticket and it's just Rapid Mickey, and then the people involved, everyone, and the description is death.
Oh no.
So we've got to find the main causality of that. That'll be difficult for the stewards to decompress.
Well,
but...
I think it was the Red Bulls hitting each other that caused the incident. I think Beast
Yeah,
is
there's
retired,
another incident. The ticket
and
197 has a better start of the destruction. You can see the 2 Red Bulls hit
Beast
each other,
retired
go
on
wide,
track
and
under
then...
safety car just while we were talking about that.
Oh no.
So that's no good, not good news for the Alfa Romeos. Your team both have had a double DNF to start the season.
Yeah, yeah. Div 1's later on. I'm driving, so, you know, she'll be right.
Yeah, so the Haasers, who started 15th and 16th, are now up to 5th and 6th. They have done very well. We only have 13 drivers left in the race, so if you finish, it's more than likely you're going to get points today. Yeah, this is just wild. On lap 7.
Mr. Sparks just saying in the AlphaTauri chat, I've just got to pressure Vapamon, but he's been pretty unfazed by all of this, so we'll see. Look, he's doing a very good job of holding himself together with all of this carnage ensuing, but 4 of 13 drivers left in this race, so any man's game from now, so...
Yeah, I'll have to look back on the incident, but I think it might have been Frosty's fault. I think he had a bit of a dive on Melbourne Mac and caused them both to spin, and then Churchy in unison spun with
I
them.
can see Churchy opened a ticket, and you can see a good part. Mr. Frosty actually was pushed out a bit wide by Melbourne Mac, because they were side by side into turn 1, and then they spun, and then the whole grid piled up behind them. So just got to figure out which one of them two is probably to blame.
Yeah, if we have a look, oh, that is tough. Yeah, okay. Well, Melbourne Mac had the lead into the corner. Yeah, I don't even know what to make of that. That's...
Yeah, it's tricky, but I guess we just move on and wait until after the race.
Turn 1 incident. I mean, yeah, okay. Alright, Vipermon still leads the race. Safety car might be coming in this lap. I think it will be.
Yeah, Sparks flying in round 1, but still, like 22 laps left in this race. Will be 21 when we cross the line. Safety car's in this lap, so we should get a good dose of racing now and should be good until the end. Obviously, Melbourne Mac now needs to make another charge back through the field, much like earlier, and bring the fight to Vipermon, and we'll see how he's able to do it. Same with Mr. Frosty.
With less cars in the field, should make it a little bit easier. Andy's hopefully made his last pit stop if he thinks those hards are going to make it. Spark did gain 2 places on the restart last time. Can he get the jump on Vipermon Or will he be able to hold his nerve in that Williams? He's gone from pole position all the way to leading on lap 8. And we'll see if he can continue his form.
You know who I'm getting reminiscence of in that from Vipermon in that Williams? If you think back to season 1, I'm seeing a little bit of I'm an Ubertron sort of
Yeah, the
vibes.
Golden Goose. And
Yeah.
DXman's already alongside Spark. I'm not sure if you can do that, but Spark can't quite get there. DXman looking, he's trying to get past, but not on that occasion. Oh, he has. Spark's gone off.
Ooh.
DXman takes that place. Haroldinho takes one as well. And so does Zonix. Zonic's up into 4th, and Sparks lost 3 places. Getting a bit too ambitious. That is a very late break, and he just manages to avoid an incident.
Avoid it.
And Zonix gets through.
Haroldinho.
And Haroldinho has spun
Haroldinho's
around. And that is not ideal, as Frosty and Lasers in battle as well. But Aston Martin up into 5th now. Spark gets back into 4th spot. Melbourne Mack has dropped down to 13th. What happened to him? So Haroldinho and Melbourne Mack both obviously had incidents there, and they're now 2nd, last, and last, respectively. So not good for the 2 championship contenders. Sparks down in 4th. Vipermon still managing to hold his nerve here.
Ooh.
Very
I just
impressive.
have one thing to report here as well. Mickey's just sent through a very useful screenshot here. The tyre performance graphic. It didn't show up on our screen, but it showed up on Mickey's. Vipermon's.
Oh! Gee, lasers in. Bloody hell. What was that?
Yeah. Yeah, Vipermon's tyres are on about 22 to 24%. The worst being his left rear. Everyone else is 22%. But then DXmon's tyres are all at 30%.
Yeah, he has been all over the place, so that's not ideal. That's probably why he's already a 2.5 behind. And there's the back 3 are all hitting each other into the last corner. Firestrike holding up Haroldinho and Melbourne Mack, who are both pretty fast. Let's see if Haroldinho is going to have a go into turn 1. Will he have the speed? I don't think so. He's weaving all over the place, can't get through. Oh, but he has gone wide. Firestrike. Haroldinho does make his way through. And Melbourne Mack as well, trying to get through. They're going to go wheel to wheel. And there's a retirement from the Aston Martin. Down the inside goes Melbourne Mack. That's a safety car.
Oh, it's a safety car. Who was ahead?
Right. The wall. There's a car. Oh, he nearly hit the DNF car, Melbourne Mack.
But
oh,
it looks
my
like Melbourne Mack
goodness.
just was ahead when the safety car came out.
He got the
blessing from
move
God.
done. Oh, my. Into 11th. He goes. Firestrike
How
down
did
into
the
last.
Aston retire there is I think is the question I'm asking. That's
That would have been a brutal
peculiar
crash. The wheel was almost on the track. Zonic's up in
Yeah,
third position.
I think it would have been contact with another driver because where he was on the track off to the right, there's no walls. So unless he glitched out and bounced off the wall to fucking Narnia.
So we're down to 12 on lap 10. DXman going very slowly there for a moment. Vipermon pits. All right. So I think both of them will be, yep, they're both coming to the pits here. The 2 leaders. Zonix as well comes in. He'll be serving his 5-second. Sparks in as well, as is Frosty. Dead Heat stays out, so he'll inherit the lead of the race. Will the Alpine, and let's just see, has he pitted? He has pitted. He's on hards. I'm not sure if they'll make it. They are 7 laps old, but now Melbourne Mack doesn't pit. He's on his hards, so he'll come out wheel to wheel with Vipermon, and he goes up the track, and Vipermon just holds on to that place. But I think Vipermon must have got a speeding in the pit lane penalty.
Oh no!
So that's not ideal for him.
If
Let's
there's
just have a look
another
at that real
safety
quick.
car, he'll probably pit again to clear the penalty.
It is speeding in the pit lane, and he will have to pit again because he's on mediums, and they won't go 18 laps.
Yeah, general chat. Having a bit of a clown, so not great. But yeah, the racing that has happened has been pretty good.
It's been very close as well. There's no holding back from any drivers.
But drivers just misjudging it, and it's going wrong. So obviously, this is what the stewards are here for. If people actually clip their race and report it, that's the whole point of it. So we can punish the people for their poor driving and make sure the league is a better place for everyone. First round, so obviously people would also be a bit off from where they normally are. You know, people a bit rusty. It's been a long break, so yeah. we'll see how it goes in Div 1 later, and all of this will be addressed by the stewards after the race.
So, in the meantime, Dead Heat on old tyres in first. You'd think you'd have to pit again. Phoenix also in the Williams on old tyres in second. Vipermon in third on fresh mediums. I'm not sure. Did he start on hards? Because oh no, he's coming to the pits. He must have put the wrong tyres on, or is he serving his penalty? One of the two.
Clearing his penalty.
Yeah. Okay. So Vipermon going onto the hards, I believe. But he's going to be dead last. That is really costly. And he's changing his wing, so he must have hit... I think he hit Melbourne Mac when they were racing on that exit there. So Vipermon now has a lot of work to do, and he's just straight up lost the lead of the race there. So
yeah, I think...
He's behind... So DXman now, or Melbourne Mac, you could say, as the net lead of the race. They're all on similar age tyres, the front three, but everyone else behind is on new. So this is going to be an interesting dynamic on the restart. Dead Heat 5 places up into first. Phoenix up 6. Melbourne Mac down 1, but he has recovered. He's probably been the most sensible driver today alongside Vipermon. But and he's really fast as well. DXman is probably in the prime position out of all these drivers, you'd say, but this is going to be the third safety car restart of the day.
Yeah. It reminds me of 2017 Baku.
Yeah. So safety car's in. And we're going to see, well, as we've seen, this race has flipped on its head about 3 times already. We thought Vipermon had it comfortably. But now, with that speeding in the pit lane penalty, he is dead last. So Dead Heat's going to lead us away. And it's important that he gets away well with those old tyres because he might get caught up to pretty quickly. And he's going to commence lap 13. There'll be 16 laps to go in the race, not even halfway yet. And this has been pretty intense. Let's see what Phoenix and Melbourne Mac can do behind, and DXman as well. We've got 12 drivers remaining from the 18 that we had at the start, and that is nearly contact between Melbourne Mac and DXman as Dead Heat takes us away around the final corner. Good launch from Phoenix as well, and further back Zonix as well on Sparks is getting pretty close, and now goes Phoenix, stays behind, and we look back at the moment and everyone has gotten through cleanly. Frosty gets a good exit out of that corner, and he's going to be challenging the AlphaTauri. Can he get round on this occasion? I don't think so.
Oh, Melbourne Mac locked
Further
up
back,
and he's ran wide.
Melbourne Mac has cut the corner as well. DXman right wheel to wheel with him. Can he get through? DXman, there's contact, and Melbourne Mac goes off, and through goes Mr. Spark. Takes advantage, gets 2 places in one corner. Now the AlphaTauri, if not Kizzy, tries to go down the inside as well, and does get through on Melbourne Mac. Zonix hits Melbourne Mac as well, but also gets through. And now down in 7th place is Melbourne Mac, and Frosty is right there as well, trying to get through. The Red Bulls wheel to wheel once again. We saw how this ended up last time. What's going to happen? Oh, Frosty hits the wall, I think. But he escapes without damage. Haroldinho, massive corner cut from Melbourne Mac, and Frosty gets through. So does Haroldinho. Massive crash from the Haas. Is that Zonix? Yes, it is. He's lost his front wing. Down the inside goes Kizzy.
Vipermon. Vipermon spun at the back with no front wing.
Vipermon in trouble as well, and it's wheel to wheel. Haroldinho gets through on Melbourne Mac. Kizzy just in front of those two. And Haroldinho now just behind them. It's pretty even out front. Sparks trying to chase Phoenix, and he's going to pull out to the side. Can he get through into turn 1? He's going to give it a go. And, they just get through. It looked like it could have been a spin there, but they just get through that corner without any issues. And now Zonix fire strikes off the track and loses the place to Louis. And it is still very intense racing. I'm shocked that no one came out badly there. That is very lucky. But now Sparks on the back of Phoenix once again here, challenging through the first sector. And can't get through there. But he's got the straight to work with now. Just 3/10 behind. Goes a little bit wide there, but he's pushing back here. I think he's a bit low on the overtake there, but he's still going to give it a go. Down into Sector 2. putting pressure on Phoenix. Oh, that's a bold move from Sparks, and he gets through. What a move that was. I think he gets away with it. I thought it might have been a legal overtake because he went off the track.
Harold Dinho looking for a move on, not Kizzy there, but just not close enough after Kizzy went for a move on Mr. Frosty into turn 9 and 10 and gave him a bad run down the straight, but didn't quite get it done there. But this is a good little fight here from P6 down to P8.
Yeah, P2, 3, and 4 are pretty close together as well. As DRS finally enabled, I don't think it's only been on for a couple of laps. Melbourne Mac pits again. So I wonder what's wrong with his car. New front wing he needs, and what tyres is going onto the mediums. So they might not even last to the end of the race. Sonic's in the pits as well, and Vipermon has a penalty. So this race has completely fallen apart for Vipermon, who started, he looked dominant, but now in some serious trouble with a 3-second penalty. No one has more than 3 seconds. The yellow flag, and Kizzy's retired.
Kizzy, yeah.
Into the wall there, as you can see.
It's another safety.
And that's another safety car. And this now spice up the race. Melbourne Mac will be filthy because he just pitted.
I think it will help Vipermon though, bring him back closer to the pack, so he'll be happy with that. Gives him one more life left in this race because I think we've hit the safety car limit now.
And then there were 11. Kizzy was having a solid race. I don't think there's a driver that's gone through without incident so far. Maybe dead heat. But if anyone wants to pit, the time is now, and dead heat does pit. So he's gonna give up the lead for fresher tyres. Phoenix stays out. No, he doesn't. That's my bad. Spark stays out. Phoenix pits, and DXman pits as well. So Spark is going to try and make those tyres work that he's on at the moment. New front wing for DXman as well. And it's just carnage at the moment.
There's another dispute ticket open from your Aston Martins off to the side of the track, so we might figure out the story there.
So double DNF for Aston Martin, double DNF for Alfa Romeo. Our team somehow have both double DNF'd. There's a DNF.
Commentators curse apparently, but we've just cursed our own teams.
DNF for Mercedes. There was only one Mercedes car in the race, so there's no Mercedes left. There is an AlphaTauri that's out. There's a Ferrari out as well. Both Red Bulls still in this race. Don't ask me how. But Frosty's up into second. And Harold Dinho back into third. He's been jumping around the positions today. Firestrike up 11th. He was in last a minute ago. So, and Dead Heat comes out of the pits in 6th position. And we'll look at the tyre situation. As we see the top 5 all on 5-lap old hards and the rest on new mediums. So we're pretty split the field at the moment, Lindsay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I think the guys without penalties are in a massively good position, though. Harold Dinho, he has pretty good pace and he has no penalties compared to the 2 leaders in front of him. So that's interesting for him. And then Louis, again, had pace in qualifying and doesn't have a penalty. Melbourne, Matt, crucially, doesn't have a penalty.
The question is, will the hard tyres be good enough to keep the medium runners behind? And we will find out soon, as Vipermon is all the way back, 30 seconds behind. He'll be trying to catch up as quick as he can. It's pretty unfortunate to see Vipermon now in a bad position in this race from being so dominant at the start.
Yeah, Sparks will get pressured by Frosty. I can see Sparks is saying in the chat he's saying he can get to the end on the hards, but will he have the pace for it? There's a bit of lag at the back here. P8 kind of teleporting through DXmon.
I didn't quite catch that one, but yep, Phoenix ahead of DXmon, so not sure how that happened. So 12 laps to go.
Yeah, a lot of safety cars in this race considering it's on reduced. You know, you'd think normally on reduced, the safety car doesn't really come out unless there's one or two DNFs on the track, but here, even just damage has been bringing it out, so the reduced safety car being a bit sensitive today. I
I
can
do
imagine if it was on standard.
I do think every safety car has come out after a DNF though, so we'll have to have a
One
look and
came out
check.
just after damage. I'm checking lobby options now, it's on reduced, so.
Yeah, well, there has been some pretty major crashes, and the safety car for the fourth time will be coming in, which is exciting.
Because
And we're
we
gonna need
get to
someone.
do our job.
We're gonna need to get someone to do the maths on how much racing versus safety car time we've had today.
Oh, we
Even
still have the chance for 12 more laps of racing, so.
even some of the Div 2 races I commentated a couple of seasons ago did not have this much safety car action.
And the safety car used to be on standard settings, so.
Yep, so Sparks will lead us away this time. And we will get underway once again. And Mr. Frosty coming right up to the back of Sparks. He's eager to get going. But Sparks has got away well. Haroldinho coming towards the back as well. And we see Dead Heat having a look at Mr.
Ooh.
Firestrike as well. He's getting pretty close. And it looks like they all get away cleanly through the first turn, which is a surprise. And Sparks gets away well and builds a little bit of a gap. Oh, rammed is
Oh!
Haroldinho by Louis. And as soon as I said they all got through cleanly, they certainly did not.
No,
DXman gets through Haroldinho as well.
Vipermon with no damage. He got away scot-free. It's his teammate that I saw off at the back. Yeah, Louis caused some carnage there. Pretty
So Louis
poor
has
display of
damage and
driving.
DXman's all over the back of him here.
Oh,
And
he's
he's
just
not
been.
really
It
letting
looks
him
like he's just
through
been
at the
brake
moment.
tested. It looks like he got brake tested.
Did he lose his front? Yeah, DXman lost front wing, so both McLarens have now got damage from that. That's a very interesting play from the teammates there. Haroldinho just will be not happy about that as Vipermon now comes back. Can he get back into the race? This would be a big move for him into sixth place. Both McLarens in front have damage as well. So now, on those new medium tyres, Vipermon all of a sudden a threat once again as Melbourne Max also dropped down to ninth. Down the inside goes Vipermon, got him into the final corner. Now, and there's damage.
No!
Haroldinho's out of the session. He runs into the back of the McLaren, and that is race over for him. I don't think that's a safety car. No. And
Everybody
Louis
who
comes into the
finishes the
pits.
race will now get points. That was because there was not a safety car because we've now hit the safety car limit. I don't think it's
Five
possible to
cars
get
in
another
the
safety
pits
car.
now. So Firestrike, the only one without penalties in the top five. Vipermon trying to chase down the DXman who has damage. And we're now split into fives at the moment. So there's five at the back that have just pitted and five up the front. DXman and Vipermon have the new tyres. Frosty chasing down Spark up front as we talk about that. But this has just been absolute carnage in this race. And I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest. Melbourne Mac gets past Louis as well.
This race is pretty undescribable. I think if Vipermon manages to get through and even get to a podium, that's a very, very good result. As I said earlier, kind of almost like I'm a Nubatron Season 1 sort of Division 2 drive, and it'd be very impressive from him.
Yep, so all drivers with 3-second penalties. Firestrike's up 13 places. He started 16th. Both the Haas are still in the race. Both the Red Bulls still in the race.
Oh, Firestrike has just locked up in P3 and gone off the track, so that brings Vipermon and DXmon very close.
And Vipermon goes up into fourth position, and now he's on the back of the Haas as well. So he's right back in it now. And with those old hard tyres from Spark and Frosty up front, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hang on long enough. Vipermon might be able to chase him down. But DXman now comes into the pits, and he'll be passed by Phoenix. Oh, no, he won't. He might just hold his position here, I think. It's going to be close on the pit exit, though. And Phoenix is right on the back of DXman. He's got cold tyres as well. Will he be able to get through around the outside? He's not going to let him through. He's going to block him all the way. as they go through Sector 1, using all the overtakers. Phoenix trying to go around the outside, well defended by DXman. He's going to push him all the way, but Phoenix stays there, goes down the inside. DXman not letting him through at all. And Phoenix still there, though, wheel to wheel, going round. Can he get him? This would be a fantastic move if he does. DXman still coming back, though. Gets down the inside and hangs onto the place. What a move. What a defense that was by DXman. And Phoenix still on the back of him, though.
And Vipermon's up into P3 as well while that was all happening, so...
Dead Hate on the back of Louis, as he's dropped down to 10th. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's back in a 9th now. And this is actually starting to see some good racing now with less cars on the track. Phoenix still on the back. Vipermon setting the fastest lap, so he is well in this race as well. And as things start to settle down a little bit now, Lindsay, it's been a much better race start than what we've seen previously.
Yeah, I mean, it's been some brilliant battles now, so this is what we really wanted to see from the start, but now we're starting to see it, as crucially Mr. Frosty just picked up a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, saw that.
So even if he can get to Mr. Sparks, he has to then pull away 3 seconds without then Vipermon getting there too.
Yeah, so Vipermon, that puts him in a net second now with that penalty, as Phoenix now tries to resume battle with DXman here. And Melbourne Mac and Dead Hate are getting a bit close to Zonix as well. This could turn into a 3-car battle. And one thing I've noticed today is the cars that are not letting anyone get through by any stretch at all. They're doing everything to try and defend for their lives. And that's probably what's causing most of the incidences. Zonix picks up yet another penalty. And Melbourne Mac right up on the back as Dead Hate getting pretty close as well here in the Alpine. And he's actually getting very close to Melbourne Mac as well. This could turn into a good 3-car battle here as we move. That's a big corner cut from Zonix there. And Melbourne Mac gets a good exit. And Dead Hate's behind as well. Melbourne Mac will have an opportunity here. And is Zonix going to fight that one? Not that hard, as Melbourne Mac gets through on that occasion. And there's a spin for Zonix. And that was always coming. And that he goes down to 10th, but luckily escapes damage on that occasion. Wow.
Yeah, he tried to pull a switchback off, but he wasn't, he didn't quite pull the speed down low enough and understeered out into the right rear, and that was just unlucky.
So Dead Hate now catching Melbourne Mac as we speak about that, and DXman just set the fastest lap. He's pulling away from Phoenix massively now, so that battle looks to be over for the moment, as Frosty is also right on the back of Sparks, but has that penalty as was aforementioned. Frosty and the Red Bull did start 3rd in this race, and Sparks started 9th, but Sparks in the lead. And look at Vipermon right there in the mix as well. This would be a great comeback if he's able to pull something off today. Frosty...
Yeah, he's already net P2, so this could be on very much here for the win.
And the battle could be starting here as Frosty is getting quite close to Sparks, and Vipermon's within DRS range, and he's got it already. He's got the pace as well. 6 laps to go in this race. We have no idea how it's going to end. Is Sparks going to hold on? Can Frosty do something and influence this race? Vipermon right there as well in the mix. He's hanging on to the back of him. And we'll see if he can pick up the pieces here from this battle that's about to ensue. 2 tenths between the leaders, Spark and Frosty. As Frosty really trying to get through the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri and the Williams out the back. And this is going to be a massive battle here. Sparks and Frosty on old tyres. Vipermon coming hard as well. So we're about to see what's going to happen here through Sector 2. No overtake yet left for Frosty, so that's not going to help him. Vipermon has half a tank full of it. So it's going to get very close here, Lindsay.
Yeah, advantage Vipermon. He has more battery and better tyres, but surprisingly, the leaders are setting personal best sectors right now, and Vipermon is just still sitting there like nothing at all, so those hards really starting to drop off, but I reckon around lap 26, Vipermon's mediums may start to drop off, so he needs to get the move on while his tyres are still so much better.
Yeah, and Frosty is closer than he's been on previous occasions. In fact, he's right on the back of Sparks here. Can he get him down the main straight, or can Vipermon do something as well? They're quite close here. Vipermon just sitting behind. He's not using his ERS, so he's playing the tactical game here. not trying to force a move when it's not there. And Frosty's desperately trying to get past. You can see they're both out of overtake. So Vipermon is now right up on them. And Frosty looking for a move down the inside. Not quite, blocked by Sparks there. And now going through the first sector, Vipermon now sees an opportunity. Can he get through past Frosty on this occasion? He's going to have a go. And not quite close enough on this occasion. And Frosty just remains ahead. And they are so close, these three at the moment. It's anyone's game at this stage, and Spark is just hanging on for dear life. And Frosty being there has probably helped him a little bit defend from Vipermon as well.
Yeah, if Frosty gets by on Sparks, it's game over, because then it just puts Sparks right there for Vipermon, and all Vipermon has to do is get past him and then sit within 3 seconds of Frosty, so...
Spark's still thinking about a move. In fact, there might have been a little bit of contact there between the two of them. And
Vipermon had to back out there.
Yeah, he's having a look there, but they've been flashing pretty much the entire lap. They're out of overtake, both of them. And Vipermon now really close to Frosty, who is only staying ahead from that DRS benefit. Can Vipermon... Yeah, he's still saving the DRS. He's up to 70% now. This is very tactical. He's waiting for his chance. He's waiting till the end of the race. In fact, Melbourne Mac is the only driver without a penalty now. And this is going to be interesting to see this finish.
Yeah, Vipermon picking his poison, picking his moves. He's playing a game of chess on a Formula 1 track.
Yeah, this is beautiful to see. He's in the box seat once again. But he goes off the track. He's all right. And this is good to watch. Very tactical racing. Probably some of the best we've seen in Div 2 today. And he's going to have so much pace in those last couple of laps with the newer medium tyres combined with the level of overtake and the DRS assistance he's going to get. I think it's going to prove to be almost unstoppable. And Frosty goes a bit wide. This could be the opening that Vipermon needs. And he's got the DRS. Frosty, will it be enough to defend? As Vipermon goes around the outside, is he going to make it stick? He goes for it. Frosty defending hard. He just stays in, and he's done it beautifully. What a move from Vipermon. And now he can go about chasing after Sparks for the win and do his last to first comeback. He started from pole, went to last. Now he's in second, and he's got one move to go.
Yeah, he's now burning his battery with the DRS. The leader doesn't have it. He's going to go to the outside. Will he be able to pull around the outside and get the move for P1 done already? No. Actually, they make a bit of contact, and Mr. Sparks leaving him no room at all, and that allows Mr. Frosty straight back through. But now Mr. Frosty is going to go for a move on the AlphaTauri for the lead down the inside.
Oh, he's going for it. He's had a little bit of a snap on the way out, but they're all so close. They're all just bumping each other around the track at the moment. Vipermon is there. Frosty, he's flashing, but he's still going for it. And with 3 laps to go, it is really spiced up here. Great defense from Sparks, which allowed Frosty to get back into it. And Frosty is the only reason that Vipermon is not in the lead of the race. And Vipermon is going to get straight back past him, I think. And can he get 2 cars in one straight? He's going to have a go. And is right on the back of Sparks here for the lead of the race. He's going to try and go for it. That's an interesting spot. And Frosty nearly rams into the back of him. That could have been disastrous, but they just hang on. And Frosty still hang on to the back of them here. Vipermon having a look right on the back of Sparks. Sparks defending for all his life. He wants this race win desperately. And he's going to keep defending now down the main straight. Does he have enough to keep him behind? Vipermon is going to set up for his attack. Frosty's dropped back a little bit as well. Here we go. Vipermon down the main straight for the lead. Is anything going to stop him? He's going to go down the inside. No, Sparks defends the inside. He's going to have to go around the outside. He can't do it. He's going to try and switch back, but great defense from Sparks there. And Frosty is coming right back at him as well. Frosty is just staying in this race as much as he can, and Vipermon keeps him behind. Spark out of energy. Vipermon's still going with 2 laps to go. This is going to be a grandstand finish here for Division 2. Vipermon through the first sector, 4/10ths back. This is some of the best defense I've ever seen in this league from Sparks. Can he keep it going? He's a little bit slow through that corner. Vipermon trying to look down the inside. He's got the pace. Can he get it through? He's got ahead. And Sparks, can he do anything about it? As they come out of the corner, he is ahead. He is completely ahead, and there's nothing Sparks could do about that. But can he come back? Is that going to be a mistake from Vipermon? Some speed. Sparks, he's just gone off the track. That might have cost him a little bit. And now Vipermon's out of energy as well. Can Spark go down the inside? No. And Vipermon now back in the lead of this race. Wowee.
Yeah, what what an exciting battle, but now Vipermon has got the flipped position, no battery, and no no DRS to hold him in front, so now he's the one that has to defend, but on those medium tyres it looks like he's already getting the job done with the pull away, so now it's just keeping his head cool and not getting another penalty, and he should win this race, and what a brilliant drive it would be on the penultimate lap he is. And if he comes into lap 29, he's able to just keep himself together. It would be such a brilliant drive from first to last, back to first.
This has been incredible racing as Frosty goes right at the back and Louis loses a place to Zonix in the meantime. There's a yellow flag as well back there, but all is well. Sparks just hanging on to Vipermon's DRS here, and Vipermon is pulling away. It's been an incredible drive from him today. And what an incredible move on the second last lap. That is one of the best three-car battles you will see in this league. Incredible stuff to watch. But Sparks just gets a helping of DRS. Another 3-second penalty for Frosty. It's not going to mean much in the context of the race. But Sparks still not giving up. He's remaining within 7/10, 6/10 of Vipermon here. But he's just got the superior tyres at the moment that are just helping him get away, and he's nearly out of his range now as we head towards the final lap of this race, and all he needs to do is just keep it together and bring it home to take the first win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, what a first race it has been, from the chaos and carnage to just this amazing battle, as Mr. Sparks has just lost himself the race pretty much. He's got himself a 3-second. So that's almost a nail in the coffin. Vipermon just has to finish the lap. And my, what a race it has been. I mean, obviously controversy with, what is that, 6 DNFs. A bit of a chaotic race. Lap 1 taking the biggest toll on everything, and then just poor decisions, but that'll go to the stewards. But I think the highlight of the race was that 3-way fight. Just what a fight to witness in Div 2. 3 of the best going at it for nearly, what was that, just I think 9 laps since lap 20, and it's just been so mesmerizing to witness as Vipermon rounding through Sector 3. I'll let you take over the rest of the lap.
Incredible race from Vipermon. He qualified on pole position. He started in first, lost his wing, went to last, looked out of it, but he was unfazed throughout it all. He gets back into first place after some of the best racecraft we've seen in this league, and he crosses the line and wins the Australian Grand Prix, followed by Spark, followed by Frosty to complete the podium. What an unbelievable race we have witnessed. It had literally everything, as Firestrike will come home for an incredible comeback drive from 16th as well into 4th position for the Haas. Incredible stuff. DXmond, 5th for McLaren. Good result. And Melbourne Mac, who will be disappointed with the amount of incidents he had, didn't actually get any penalties and comes home 6th. So what an incredible result that was. Dead heat. Thought he had a chance earlier in the race. Didn't quite work out for him. But Vipermon was the star of the show today, and he brings it home, and he'll be very happy with that win. Wow, what a day it was for Div 2 racing.
Yeah, obviously chaos at the start, and just bringing it back at the end, showing what is capable in this Division 2 here. Just, I think, unlucky. Australia's quite a tight track, so many safety car restarts will cause some issues, but when we got down to it and the racing finally got underway, just what an absolute stonking drive, and just, yeah, amazing.
As we see him take the podium now, Vipermon for Williams gets them on the board for the first win of the season. I'm not sure who the Williams team principal is, but I'm sure they'll be very pleased with that performance. and Sparks and Frosty also did very well to hang on. So fantastic way to kick off the season. Thank you for joining me, Lindsay, for what was very entertaining in the end.
Yes, no problem, mate. Anytime. It's
Yeah,
a pleasure
and
commentating with you.
thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself a little bit. There was a lot of action today and a lot to digest later tonight. And the stewards will be hard at work tonight, I'm sure of it. And that's about all from us today. Div 1 will be on very shortly in about an hour, so stay tuned for that. And thanks for joining us this afternoon.